So here you have Jeff Teague and the crew on the 520 podcast, where Jeff Teague is just going into his draft night, what he experienced and whatnot. And it was just something that was interesting. It was something that caught me that was interesting, and I thought about it like I could have added this to my video on idolatry. It was something that was very interesting, so I just wanted to get into it.
I'm cool. I'm gonna be by myself.
Yeah, Michael Jackson died, so my whole family was in the house crying. I'm like,
It's the best day of his life.
the best day of my life, people crying. I'm thinking they crying because they just so happy that I'm about to live out my dream. They like, Mike died, fool.
Mike done died.
They
Niggas
like,
playing Billie Jean at your draft party.
man, they playing all them songs, man, crying. My mama
That would
crying.
make me leave. Don't cut that shit on, y'all.
Everybody, I'm the one told them to. I said, Michael Jackson died, y'all. Everybody like, boy, don't play like that. I'm like, nah, he dead. They said he died. Turn the TV on.
Man.
So you broke the news and that's your phone.
Man, they start crying. Oh my God. Dinah started crying. She started playing his song, singing. Why would the Lord do this right now?
I don't know, bro. I can't cry over a nigga I don't know, bro.
I couldn't either. And I said, you know what?
And I understand that, but I just be looking at people like, damn, you are really locked in with that person.
It's all because of idolatry. These people that's quote unquote locked in with this person, that's not them being locked in, that's them expressing their idolatry. Putting that person on the pedestal to the point where you crying over them. You don't even know them. What are you doing? I don't care how y'all feel about what I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's nonsense. You shouldn't be crying about somebody you don't even know, especially in this deceptive world. Where you got to confirm things and really get to the bottom of things before you form your opinion or, just let them allow you to just believe anything. Because there's a lot of shenanigans and certain reasons why things happen when it comes to these celebrities. And I know I'm, in a serious tone, but I'm just reacting. Because what B-Hen said was, it was something that just made me want to do a video about it, where he was like, I can't cry about a nigga I don't know. And that just encapsulates everything I talk about when it comes to idolatry. I can't go hard over a nigga I don't know. I can't cry over a nigga I don't know, or a female I don't know, At the end of the day, we have to put things in proper perspective when it comes to these people that we put on a pedestal. When it comes to these people that we hold in high regard, or these people that we look at on TV or on social media, especially now because, internet killed the TV star, right? So it's like internet is what's driving all this stuff. We still watch TV, we still see these people on TV, but, internet is the new TV. It's kind of thing of, where TV killed the radio star or video killed the radio star, right? Internet killed the video star. And just, getting to the point, man. Going back to the overall point, this idolatrous world, man, it's getting bigger and bigger. We already understand we're in these last days, so it's just going to get more worse and worse when it comes to it, but it's just crazy in these days, man. Now, obviously, this is something from 2009, but still, it just holds weight because it speaks to these times that we're in, It was only about, 16 years ago. So when it comes to this world, especially when the people that they put on a high regard, as far as how we set them up, or these people in mass, how they set these people up. We look at it, Michael Jackson, and I could understand B-Hen's point when he was like, I understand, but that's on the surface level. The understanding is just based in these people who have an unhealthy infatuation with someone they don't know because of, how they get so captivated and hypnotized by what they see on TV or on a music video or on a song or in a magazine and whatnot, without putting things in its proper perspective. That's how you know that the spiritual element is really, really, the efficacy is strong. People just don't understand that. Like, the whole aspect of why people can't put things in proper perspective is because it's blocked by their deception. It's blocked by what they're being impressed by. It's like, why can't you see how strange it is that you're actually crying over this person? That's what I mean about it. It's like, that's the spiritual element where you understand that deception is strong and Satan is really working, and, all these things, it really hold weight. That's how you know. And you have only a remnant of people who really know how to put things in proper perspective. And I'm not saying that certain people that hold people in high regard are crazy or bugged out, but it's just crazy that they can't see how weird it is or how strange it is that they actually think that they know this person. Like, you see comments where certain people, they say, you know, SGA gained my respect. It's like, bro, you don't even know him. Like, you could word that in a different way where it makes a little bit more sense. Just putting in the perspective of a person that's just making a comment on YouTube about a celebrity or a basketball player or what have you. I mean, they're under the same umbrella, right? We have to put things in proper perspective when it comes to what we assess and what we see. A lot of gullible people in the world, man. It just really shows, especially on social media. You see a lot of it when it comes to certain comments. They'll say stuff like, oh, he a real one. Oh, he a good dude. Yeah, he's a genuine dude. You don't even know this person just because of a certain short that you saw on social media where this person may emit a certain sense of quote unquote realness or what have you. You still don't know this person. You could say it seems like he's this or he seems like that. When people just jump the gun, oh, he a real one. That's my GOAT. Or he's this, he's that. You even see certain people in the comments say, yo, I'll fight to the death for Kobe. And I'm just like, yo, what's really wrong with these people? Like, I really saw a comment that said that. I wish I would have screenshotted it. The man said, I'll go to great lengths or some shit, some along the lines of like, I'll fight to the death for Kobe. Because there was a video where, you know, Gilbert Arenas and Swaggy P, and they was just going back and forth about Kobe and T-Mac or what have you. All this stuff is centered around idolatry, man, where people go crazy over these people. It's like, bro, why do you have such an attachment? I understand you grew up and you wanted to do the same thing that they did, and you like how they did it. You admired their game and you wanted to pattern yourself after them. I understand that. But when it comes to this over infatuation, this over like attachment to where it's like this person can't do no wrong whenever you have an argument with somebody else about them, that's when it becomes a little weird. There's nothing wrong with wanting to emulate a person's like a game. That's basketball. Like, of course you want to play and pattern yourself after the greats and, you know, even, you know, optimize it to where it's better. But when it comes to this extra shit that comes with it, as far as where we have these debates, a lot of people don't know how to put things in proper perspective. Or when you look at a person on a video or what have you, and you comment something like, he's a real one. That's what I mean about the perspective. That's where perspective is lost. That's where we get into the realm of being irrational, where we just say things like a fangirl. And you don't even know this person. People don't know how to make mature comments. Obviously, this is the world we live in. It's a lot of kids on social media. Kids aren't mature, I get it. But still, it's like, even with that, like when I was younger, I wasn't on that type of time. Like it didn't borderline on that at all. I was just always like, you know, I like what this person do, and that you know, I never was like, yo, I want to meet Lil Wayne one day. Like, I just didn't. I never was really into the whole starstruck thing or fandom thing. Even when I was going to school in Atlanta, Georgia, when I used to live in Atlanta, Georgia, T.I. came to the school. Man was just, you know, this was around the time where T.I. was really, you know, at his heights. He was really on top. I didn't look at it like nothing. I just, you know, gave him a dap. It was just, okay, T.I.'s at the school. People went crazy, like the girls and stuff like that. That's cool. That's a part of it. They're kids. When it comes to these dudes that have this infatuation with their favorite basketball player, especially in the aftermath of certain players and their death, let's just say Kobe Bryant, like not certain players because it's really Kobe Bryant that's like the most notable in recent times. It's like these people, they have a real attachment to this guy. The same thing with this video where, you know, Jeff Teague is talking about his peoples and them crying for Michael Jackson. A lot of people had a crazy attachment to Michael Jackson, but it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy because it's idolatry. Why can't we put things in proper perspective when it comes to these celebrities where we just could just respect what they do and that's that? Why does it have to borderline or center around emotion and fandom and, you know, the whole infatuation? I that whole concept to me is just really weird. I don't get it. I get it, but I don't get it because I don't identify with it. It's weird as hell. What I see from my perspective is just a person that's great at what they do, and obviously what they do is at a certain level that's higher than the average or the norm. So they're placed at, you know, where they placed that, and it makes sense. when people don't put it in that perspective, or they do, but that, you know, that whole aspect makes them look at him like, you know, this person is bigger than what I am, or this person is bigger than the average human being, just because of what they do on a higher level, to where you watch it on TV. That's how you know the TV is meant to spellcast. Because just because it's on TV, it just gives you a different perspective of them. I'm just talking about from the eyes of a fan, where they get infatuated. That's the spellcasting aspect. That's the hypnotism aspect, where you can't just still see it from the perspective of this person as a human being. They just on TV. It's no different than you watching the news and you see the newscasters on TV, just regular people on TV, right? It's the same thing even with the internet. Like I said, like, it's the same exact thing. Oh, he's on a certain network that's on YouTube. You know, because YouTube is big. That's like the new form of, that's like the new TV, as I said. So all these mediums, they act as spell casting tools. That's how you know idolatry is powerful, because everything we put in high regard. We put TV in high regard because we see these celebrities placed on it, and then we see them in person. It's like people want to fall and drop and faint and all this weird ass shit over a person that breathes the same air. This is crazy, man. I mean, what's the song from Biggie? Niggas bleed, right? How can you be scared of another person that breathes the same air as you? Being scared of a person is just as, it's the same thing as idolatry. It's the same thing. When it comes to the point that I'm trying to make, you know, they both teeter on the same aspect of you putting this person on a high regard, because you're supposed to fear the Most High. That's what we put on a high regard, right? So when you fear someone, another person, that's almost like you putting them on a high regard. They bleed just like you. Like, because they like, you know how you see like a boxer or something like that. I'm not gonna fear Mike Tyson because I know for a fact that he's a better fighter than me. He probably whip my ass if I fight him. That shouldn't make me fearful of him. You get what I'm saying? It's like, but it be those small things that be the reason why people are like, they become fearful. I look at them as small, but they may look at them as big because of the carnal aspect, where they can't put it in proper perspective. Like, okay, obviously this person is built to be a better fighter than you, but that shouldn't mean fear. That should just mean that you acknowledge that he's a better fighter than you. He go fuck you up. That's all that means. You know what I mean? So I probably didn't explain that the best, but if you guys understand what I mean, then you guys understand what I mean. It's just the whole point of not putting people in such a high regard, not looking at people as bigger than what they are. You know what I mean? We have to understand we all human beings. We all bleed. We all gonna die. We all gonna be judged. That's what I mean. And it's, you know, it all falls into the whole idolatry thing.